All right, Flirties, are y'all ready for the first ever Flirtini? Oh, hot mic, hot mic. So hot. Welcome to the first ever Flirtini. Flirtinis are mini episodes that will be five-ish, 10 or so minutes long and focus on a singular topic or question that is sourced right from the comments, DMs, or live. And while you may know the traditional recipe of the flirtini, pairing ingredients like champagne and pineapple juice together, y'all remember that one scene from the rooftop on Sex and the City in New York, right? Where they were drinking flirtinis. Yum. Or maybe a mock flirtini. Anyway, the signature recipe of a flirtations flirtini is one part brevity, two parts truth, a splash of humor, and garnished with flirt energy, of course. And for the very first Flirtini, we're going to be driving the emotional CAR, which is an acronym because I do love an acronym. And CAR here stands for capacity, availability, and readiness. Okay. And we're going to hop in this car to suss out the answer to the question. This question I get all the time, and that is how to know if they're ready to date. How do I know if I'm ready to date? Okay. So you've started seeing someone, maybe things are new. I got you. And while it would surmise that simply asking this question would garner, elicit, if you will, the answer you're looking for, let's role play for a second. You're on a first date, you say, so, what are you looking for? And they say, a relationship. And then they ask you back, what are you looking for? And you say, a relationship. And you may be thinking to yourself, perfect. We're both looking for a relationship. We're going to date. This is going to work, flirty. It doesn't mean they're looking for a relationship with you. And we also know that people, they are not always as forthcoming as maybe their words indicate. So, how can you truly know? See where they're at, see where you're at, even though I'm always going to advocate for clarity through communication, things in dating aren't always that cut and dry. So, that is, we've set the scene. Now, let's buckle up and drive the emotional car for when things are a little bit more gray or ambiguous. Feelings are getting involved. We're getting some emotions. We're maybe reacting sometimes. We're having some anxiety. I hope this emotional car will be a useful tool to help you in your dating lives. All right. First, we'll focus on emotional capacity. And emotional capacity essentially asks the question, can they deal with shit? Right? I'm being real here. Can they handle feelings? Can they be vulnerable? Can they face conflict? Can they compromise? Are they emotionally capable of putting forth the energy required to develop a long-term relationship, a long-term commitment if that is why you are dating and what you are ultimately looking for. So, for the casual dater, you just want something fun, something casual, something short term. You don't really want to start considering someone in your everyday life. All good, all good. You get to date the way you want to date and you get to want what you want. But if you're wanting something long term, emotional capacity coming into play here. Can they hold that space for you? Can they connect on a deeper level? Can they go there? Are they able to go there? Are they capable of going there with you? Emotional capacity. And this is a big part of what I'm seeing in someone. They're going to demonstrate this if they are indeed ready to date. And the same goes for you. They've got some self awareness, they have their own boundaries and also respect yours. They can create intimacy that isn't just physical. Okay. This is all part of emotional capacity. You can even kind of think of it like someone's emotional resilience as well. All right, next, we're going to look at emotional availability. And this is probably the one you for sure heard of. And I think we're all pretty well acquainted with, as I know you're dating people that are emotionally unavailable because you tell me in my comments and in my lives and on calls. Or maybe the emotionally unavailable one could be you. If that is the case, it's okay. I think this part of the Flirtini is going to be helpful. And I like to think about emotional availability as more broadly someone's overall availability, where the emotional aspect is just one aspect of it. So, emotional availability is basically someone's ability to be open, to be vulnerable, to create that deeper connection. Can they create and hold that space with you? Are they a good listener? Do they pay attention? Are they trying to get to know you? Are they asking you questions? And this is different from capacity because just because someone can doesn't mean they will. So someone could have all the self-awareness in the world and seem so great, yet they breadcrumb you and just kind of mind F you with mixed signals. They don't have it in them to create that deeper connection. They don't have the capacity emotionally to go there. So they play games, or things seem to stay kind of surface level. You may try and figure out why, and they may make promises, future fake you, love bomb you, say things will get better, but then nothing really actually changes. It really comes down to they're not able to be present and engaged in the connection. And that's a huge deal. The other part of availability is physical availability. I mean, they've got to be able to go on dates and text you back reasonably quickly, even early on, and be consistent and physically like a fully manifested real life human being you can see and hear and touch with consent in real life. And no, virtual physical availability. So the type they can always text or snap but not go on dates doesn't count. Okay, that is availability in its broad terms, speaking to the emotional and physical aspects of availability. All right. We've got the R to go of the CAR, one more letter, and it is emotional readiness. And emotional readiness is about a few things. It's about where are they at in life? Are things relatively stable? Are they about to move a plane ride away? Like what's happening? What's going on in their life and what's going on in yours too? I mean, are they able to create this energy of stability? Are they kind of like bringing some chaos? Does it seem like they're all over the place? They're maybe really indecisive with things. They're in a state of transition, in a state of flux. Maybe they travel every week. Or maybe you want that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you do. But I think you get what I'm saying, that emotional readiness is also about where someone is at in their own healing too. Is this someone that seems like they've done some of the eternal work? They've acknowledged some past wounds and are looking to heal them. They've got a growth mindset. They have drive and determination, some passion. Like these are all things an emotionally ready person demonstrates. And they also know what they are ready for and intentionally work towards that. So if they want a relationship, that's what they're going to work towards. That's why I say if they are willing to lose you, let them go. If someone is showing you they're not ready to date or are ready to date, believe what they show you and trust yourself. All right, cool. Now that we're driving the emotional car or at least hanging out in the passenger seat with our seatbelts fastened, kids, pipe down back there. How can you put this information to work? How can you know if they are ready to date? Well, it's going to be about those actions aligning with intentions to signify true interests. Do their words match up with their behaviors? If you're bringing something to their attention, is there accountability? Is there this element of selflessness to their actions? Really making that distinction between being selfless and selfish, right? Dating transactionally, what can you do for them versus having that growth mindset, going back to emotional readiness, capacity, availability. How are they showing up for you? How are they communicating? Right? Paying attention to how their actions and their words align, and do their words and actions line up and also align with what you are looking for. You're a big part of this dating equation too. All right. I hope this conversation has been helpful so far. We've just got a little bit more to go in this Flirtini, as now we need to talk about you, Flirty. How can you know if you're ready to date? Well, I think this whole emotional car thing I kind of made up will be useful too in assessing your own overall readiness and desire. Because what you want is important. And to know what's important, you got to know what you want. You know, you got to drive your own emotional car as well. Beyond that, you're going to know when you're ready to date when two things happen. And I'm pulling this directly from the coaching calls I do with you all because I see these two things happen pretty much every time someone is truly ready to put themselves back out there, explore dating, and perhaps develop a connection that then becomes a long-term relationship. Okay. The first thing is you're gravitating toward the present moment with your thinking. So dating really isn't an all or nothing experience. You don't have the high highs and the low lows. You're overall dating with this detachment where you're pretty centered and you become the attractor, the chooser, rather than chasing and trying to be chosen. Mm, I know, I know. I think you've probably heard about this concept from manifestation, speaking specifically to detachment, and probably even from some other dating coaches, and being the attractor. Hell, I even say it, but this is what being an attractor is ultimately all about. You're in the moment. And that also means you have your own life that is sacred to you, that you worked hard for. You become more discerning. You just do. With your time, your energy, your attention, your vulnerability, your space, your emotions. You're in your own growth mindset. You may still experience rejection. Yes, it's a part of dating, and you're not immune to pain, even some heartbreak, but someone not wanting to date you doesn't get internalized. How you feel about yourself doesn't change as the result of someone else's actions. Very much making that switch from dating from this place of attachment, I need, I must have, I can fix, to dating from a place of connection. I choose, I want to. This is how I desire to spend my time. And overall, untangling dating from this place of seeking external validation, attention just simply because it feels good, to dating from this place of internal validation. How does this person, how are they showing up for me? How am I showing up for them? And do our lives kind of align around some key things that we are exploring in that early part of the dating process? You also know that all you need to do is ultimately be you, stay true to your boundaries, and attract. The second thing that happens is you have a sense of curiosity rooted in optimism. The second thing, this being when you are ready to date. And this sense of curiosity transforms the way you approach dating flirty. So instead of seeing it as a daunting or frustrating process, you start to see dating as overall about connection. You're genuinely interested in discovering new things about the people you meet, their perspectives, their life stories. You don't come from a place of scrutiny or judgment. I mean, for the most part, you can judge a little bit. Yes, you can. But only a little bit because you're seeing dating as this thing you do to meet people, which can also happen just about anywhere. It's about being open to the unexpected and embracing the full journey that is dating. You're not rushing the pacing. You're not comparing yourself to others or doubting yourself. Some days will be easier than others, but overall, there is a lightness to this process, a softness even. You're not trying to fix anybody or chasing a man if you're dating men. Dating isn't about the validation, it's about the connection. And this is a connection that fulfills you or not. You're able to consider another person and seek to bring them into your own life over time. And it is this combination of curiosity and optimism that really drives your actions and decisions in dating. Finally, Flirty, I want to say that you don't have to have this all figured out. I don't want you listening to this and then thinking to yourself, well, Benjamin, damn, I ain't never going to be ready. That's not my point. That's not what I'm trying to achieve with this Flirtini. I am just hoping that it's going to be a helpful resource and know that you don't have to be fully healed to date. You don't have to 100,000% know or even 1,000% know exactly what you want, what kind of relationship you're looking for. If you're dating because you want a relationship, some of this comes with the process of dating. It's about putting yourself out there. So if you are feeling at least ready for that and connecting to some of what I'm saying today, then flirty, you're ready. Okay. Yeah, that was the first ever episode of Flirtinis. No fancy ending here, just bye. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next Flirtini. My name is Benjamin. I'm the flirt coach. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And if you have, please, I'd love for you to leave a rating or review or even share this with somebody you know who maybe needs some dating advice from a flirty homosexual with a mustache that lives on the internet. That'll do it for me, signing off here at Flirt headquarters. Flirty. Happy flirting.